I'm Larry Menti. Welcome to the State House in New Jersey. It was not a big turnout. By all accounts, it was historically low, but it was still interesting. And here to talk more about that is Bob Jordan, who is a political reporter for the Asbury Park Press and APP.com. So the Democrats picked up some seats.
They did. And now it seems like a historic thing for the Democrats. They haven't had this kind of margin in decades. They picked up at least 3 seats, possibly 4. That'll put them up to 51, 52. That's getting close to a veto-proof majority for a governor. Maybe not Governor Christie. Governor Christie wouldn't take advantage of that, but in the 2017 New Jersey governor's race, whoever becomes governor, if it is a Democrat, could have a very strong hold over the legislature.
Before we jump ahead to the gubernatorial election, let's deal with what's going on right now. If they win these 4 seats, and right now the 4th seat looks like it's 29 votes, there's going to be a recount separating the Democrat from the Republican incumbent. What would that mean for this session coming up?
For this session coming up, even though it's lame duck, I think it does have implications. There's a override vote on a gun bill coming up. And I think possibly now that the Republicans have lost some seats, I think the detachment that's starting to happen with them and the governor is taking place. We saw that recently with the override vote in the Senate. Now the Assembly goes and has their override vote coming up, and I think the uncoupling of the Republican lawmakers to Christie is taking place and will speed up. And I think you'll see a pretty easy override by the Democrats coming up.
Republicans are blaming redistricting on this, and that's a theme that's going across the country. Is there any chance, I know there's some court cases on this, is there any chance that in New Jersey they could get rid of redistricting?
Well, one thing about their argument is these seats, the Democrats and the Republicans, they came up to this map. It was picked by a tiebreaker to go with the Democratic map. And the Democrats are going to win those seats that they have. But the Republicans are supposed to win the seats that they have been gerrymandered into. So that argument really, it's questionable. Republicans were supposed to win these seats.
Historically low turnout, they're saying, 21% across the state for the turnout. These off-year elections, is that done purposely so they can have a low turnout? And because the traditional wisdom is in a low turnout, the machines of the different parties can control the elections a little bit better. Or am I just being too conspiratorial?
It's just hard to avoid these off-year elections or off-year elections because the Assembly is the lower house. It's the House of the people. Their members have always been up every 2 years. The Senate's different. They have 4-year terms at times. They have certain 2-year times as the cycle goes. So it's just hard to... You're going to have these glitches where the Assembly's at the top of the ballot and turnout's going to be low.
Well, whose fault is it that there's such a low turnout? Is it the media's fault? Is it the party's fault? Is there just a malaise across the state?
Some people are fed up. You know, they don't think they can make a difference. They stay home. They do get rammed up for a governor's race or a president's race. But here, maybe New Jersey with the highest in the nation property taxes, $8,500 per house. People just feel defeated maybe a little bit and aren't going to bother with the unexciting elections.
So now let's get to the gubernatorial election very quickly. How does this affect? Does this help the Democrats?
It does. It seems like it's funny, elsewhere in the country, Republicans did very well. Here in New Jersey, Democrats did well. A clear victory yesterday. And the next election, you're coming off a governor with low approval ratings. You're getting a legislature dominated by Democrats. It looks like the governor's office is theirs for the taking.
It would also help a presidential candidate, you would think, too. This has become a bluer state.
It has, which is good for Secretary Clinton. And New Jersey's going to go Democrat anyway. It's very rare Republicans win the presidential race here. But who knows? Maybe the excitement in New Jersey for Democrats spills over into some of the neighboring states.
You can hear that. That's the Republicans. They're upset.
Yes.
They're pounding on the walls right now. When we come back, thank you so much, Bob Jordan from the Asbury Park Press. When we come back, we're going to talk to one of the Democratic winners who's in a bigger majority now as the new Assembly takes over. When we continue with this special edition of Jersey Matters.